Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and Civivi came out with a few new knives this month, and I got a hold of two of them, and I'm going to show you the two that I think are the most exciting, at least for my use profile. This is the Civivi Incindie, again a white G10 handle, and I've started to really like the white handles. I've carried this a bunch. You can see it's starting to get a little bit dirty, but it's G10 so it doesn't absorb anything, so you can clean it up pretty easily. This one has the Damascus blade, so I've got the white G10 handle with the Damascus blade. There are three other varieties of these. There is a black blade with a black handle. There is a green handle with a black blade, and then there's also a black handle with a satin finish blade. All are spear points. All have this large fuller or blood groove in them that does sit down into the handle, so you can't, use it as a flicking point, whereas like this one, you can pop it out and open it just by catching a finger in there. Unlike these two others that are liner locks, is the baby banter. Just love this little thing. It's been out for a long time. Sweet little knife. Again, I like the white. But this one has a push button lock, and you can see there's a fairly large chunk of obstruction that pops in place, so it's a solid lockup. And this is just slightly extended above. You're not going to, even if you flatten this, it's not going to release the blade. But that can be a lot handier than reaching inside for the liner lock, but your mileage may vary. It does have a reversible pocket clip. Again, tip-up carry, which is my preference. Stainless steel hardware. Stainless steel liner with a satin finish there. The Damascus blade on this I just find is beautiful. Very, very sharp. And that's for a couple of reasons. One is their Damascus blades seem to be able to hold just an incredibly, atomic level sharpness. I found that they do go out of hone a little bit quicker than some of the other super steels, but then they just hone right up or strop right up, and then you're good to go again. But also, this has a hollow grind. A hollow grind is actually where, imagine my fingernails are the tip of the blade or the edge of the blade. It actually folds in like that. So you can see there's this kind of slope towards the center line of the blade. It means basically you thin the blade much further from the edge than, say, a traditional flat grind like on this Benchmade here, where at some point you just start heading towards that edge and just drop straight down to it in a nice linear form. One of my favorite designs is this convex blade, and basically what that does is the opposite of a hollow grind. It's an incredibly strong way to make an edge, and in that case it actually bows out just like that rather than like that, rather than straight or rather than a hollow grind. But that's more in a kind of a survival knife or a knife that's going to be used in extreme conditions. This one to me is more the friendly, kind of the office carry spear point blade with nice hints to a drop point, so it doesn't feel like you've got a stabbing instrument, because that full belly right here, that constant rotation as you move up towards the tip, no big surprises, actually makes it a nice slicing knife. Just excellent. As I pointed out in my review of this one, if you want kind of that utility knife where you've got a very strong, stout corner, and a lot of times that's where most of the work on a knife takes place, is just that little teeny weeny piece right up front. Same here. But you do get a nice slice motion. This sells for about $110 retail. The other versions are only about $75, so you're paying for the Damascus more than anything else. And I really like that white G10. It's just fun. It's just something different rather than black knives. Get a little more character. But anyway, carries nice, open, silky smooth. I can push the button and release the tension on the blade, or of course it's got this glorious flipper that just, on the caged ceramic bearings, just fires out with so little effort. They've just nailed the detent. It's still in there plenty strong, but just a little tiny flick, and that's part because of the geometry of this too. If you look at where the rotational point is, I can easily overcome the detent because there's good leverage there. Sometimes these are put down too low or they're silky smooth. This has great jimping on it, which means just a little tiny bit of effort frees it. You can see that. And then I can push the button and let it drop, or close it manually. The reason you do that is, so you're not flipping the blade around, because some people get a little nervous when they see that. So I could open it up and use it like a traditional pocket knife, or of course, have fun with it, or just flip it open like that. Anyway, I think Civivi knocked it out of the park with this one. It's a really fun, beautiful knife. I mean, that's why I like these things. So again, going with the white and Damascus in a spear point, just a heavily accented blade. A lot of fun. So good job, Civivi. And with that, Doc out.